So I challenged myself to try out a new way of eating for 3 months based off of the book called the Wahls Protocol. And I did this for a couple of reasons. The first is because I have ulcerative colitis, and ulcerative colitis is an autoimmune disorder, meaning that it's a chronic illness. There's no cure, and essentially what happens is the body gets confused and it starts attacking itself. The second reason was just to strengthen my immune system overall. Okay, I know the title of this video sounds clickbaity, but the truth is, after 3 months of doing this diet, it was life-changing. I no longer had symptoms of ulcerative colitis, nor did I get sick once. I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you either get sick a lot and are looking to strengthen your immune system, or you have an autoimmune disorder and are struggling with symptoms. So in this video, I wanted to give an overview of the eating protocol, which is based 100% off of the book. Hopefully this video can pique your interest, and if after watching the video you decide you want to try out the protocol, please read the book. Don't just start after watching this video. The book has so many more important details that you need to know. I've included a link to the book on Amazon in the description below this video, which is also an affiliate link. So in addition to helping yourself out, you would also be supporting me for zero additional cost. I want to use a very simple metaphor to communicate the main idea of this book. Your car needs the right fuel to drive. If you put unleaded fuel in a diesel engine, you're going to damage the engine and the car won't be able to run. The car is our cells. The fuel is what we consume. The correct fuel is the nutrients our cells need to be healthy. The wrong fuel is the stuff we put in our bodies that cause our cells to malfunction. I specifically use the word cell here because that is where health starts. If our cells are healthy, then the rest of our body is healthy. So really, when we're talking about health, we're talking about the health of our cells. So the logical question that follows my metaphor is, what are the good nutrients and where do we get them? Before diving into that, I want to give a quick background about Dr. Wahls, the author of the Wahls Protocol. If you want to jump straight into an overview of the diet itself, then jump forward to the timestamp here. So Dr. Wahls is a physician who was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and was eventually confined to a wheelchair despite increasingly aggressive treatment via the available conventional medicines. Seeing that her treatment wasn't working, she decided to self-experiment. So she started researching scientific articles about trials performed on mice with shrinking brains, which is a long-term effect of multiple sclerosis. And she would read about the trials where mice's brains were protected, taking note of what nutrients and substances the mice were receiving in these trials. She then started researching where these nutrients are found in the foods we eat. After following her self-created diet for a year, she was no longer confined to a wheelchair and she could walk and ride a bike again. She took her diet to the clinical level, and after clinical success, she came out with this book, the Wahls Protocol. So while Dr. Wahls created this protocol to treat her multiple sclerosis, she explains in the book that it's applicable to all autoimmune disorders. Why? All the types of autoimmune disorders we know are just names given to a set of symptoms that have been shown to be relieved when a person is given a certain drug. But if you look past the symptoms, all autoimmune disorders are the same. At the root is cell malfunction. Okay, from now on in the video, I'm going to use the words diet and protocol interchangeably, but just know that when I say diet, I am not talking about it in the sense of eating less. I am talking about a new way of eating. So there are 3 different levels of the Wahls Protocol, each with a different degree of restrictions. I'm not going into those details in this video, but it's explained in the book. What I want to share is the elements that are consistent between these 3 different versions, because these truly are the pillars for the diet. To make this simple to understand, we can break the protocol into 2 categories: what you must add to your diet and what you must remove from your diet. Let's talk first about what you must add to your diet. Number 1, 3 cups of leafy greens per day. These give you your necessary vitamins, and they're also really key to replenishing the myelin, which is the protective sheath around your nerves. Number 2, 3 cups of deeply colored fruits and vegetables per day. These are a potent source of antioxidants, which clear out toxins from your body. Number 3, 3 cups of sulfur-rich vegetables. These include vegetables from the following families: onion, cabbage, and mushroom. These are dense sources of sulfur, which is necessary for blood and joint health. What I'm about to say here is very important. You need to think about these 9 cups of fruits and vegetables as the baseline for what it means to be healthy. They're not bonus points. No, you need to eat 9 cups of fruits and vegetables every day. For some of you, this might seem like a large quantity of food. If it is, Dr. Wahls talks about easing into it. So with each day, increasing the quantity a little bit until you can get to 9 cups a day. Now, the last thing that you must add is 6 to 12 ounces of high quality protein every day in the form of meat or fish. This is to get all the essential amino acids and fatty acids that your body needs. Plants, while they contain some essential amino acids, don't contain all of them. And whenever you're missing any essential amino acids, your body will digest some portion of itself. Now let's talk about what you must take away from your diet: gluten, dairy, and processed foods. Why? People with autoimmune disorders are more likely to have a leaky gut, meaning that there are holes in the intestine. So when you eat gluten and dairy, the proteins can enter the bloodstream and they're too large for the bloodstream. They shouldn't be there. And if you're genetically vulnerable to having your immune cells activated by these proteins, this can cause your immune system to become super sensitive to other foods that wouldn't otherwise be bothersome. So because there are a lot of factors that play into gluten and dairy sensitivity, Dr. Wahls calls for going cold turkey on these things to play it safe. Now, processed foods, even if they don't include gluten, should be avoided because they're less nutrient dense than vegetables and fruits, and they take up space, meaning that you can get a lot of calories but not a lot of nutrients, and they can get in the way of you reaching that 9 cups of fruits and vegetables a day. Okay, so that was a quick overview of the Wahls Protocol. Now, it's really easy for me to just list out the important aspects of the diet, but I think an important piece of this video is talking to you about my experience. So this is what it's like for me when I'm not doing well and my ulcerative colitis is in a flare-up. I can't control when I go to the bathroom. I feel the urge to go and I can't hold it. You can imagine how much that affects my mobility in my everyday life. Essentially what that means is I have to be able to access a bathroom within 30 seconds wherever I go. The second thing is, well, let's just say when I go to the bathroom, things aren't normal. So that was my status when I decided to do the Wahls Protocol. For context, I had been diagnosed 4 years ago, and ever since I've been in and out of remission. For a while, I wasn't very consistent with my medicine. I was taking it on and off. So I wanted to find a diet that I could follow in addition to taking my medicine that could get me to a really stable point. And that's why I tried out the Wahls Protocol. Now, when I tell you I did it for 3 months, I mean, I made a commitment. No cheating, no processed foods, no sugar, canceling plans to go out with people because I had to cook at home and make sure I met that 9 cups requirement every day. Or if I did go out and eat with people, that meant just sitting there and watching them eat. Remember, on this diet, it's not enough to just not eat the wrong thing. You have to eat enough of the right thing, those 9 cups. So there are no weekends, there are no days off. For that reason, starting this diet is pretty exhausting. I mean, I was in the kitchen between 2.5 and 3 hours every day, between meal prep, cooking, and cleaning up. Now, part of the reason it took so long is because I couldn't eat raw vegetables. Even if I wanted to make a salad, I would have to at least steam the vegetables a little bit in order to be able to digest them. Now, months 1 and months 2, I didn't see any progress at all. But finally, at the beginning of the 3rd month, I started to see some improvement. What did that look like? When I went to the bathroom, things started to look a little bit more normal, and my urgency was going away. And by the end of the month, I was able to eat vegetables completely raw, and I was completely back to normal. And lo and behold, I had a colonoscopy, and I was in remission for the first time in 2 to 3 years. If you watch Dr. Wahls' TED Talk, to which I've included a link in the description below the video, she talks about how in the first 3 months, she saw quite a bit of improvement. So if you're thinking about starting this diet, give yourself a minimum of 3 months, even if you don't see any progress in the first 2 months. Also, beyond just being in remission, I haven't gotten sick ever since I've been on the diet. It's been 4 months now, and I've been doing it over the winter months. So there have been plenty of viruses going around, the cold, the flu, and I haven't been touched by any of that. And this makes sense to me because I'm giving my cells the nutrients they need. All that being said, if you want to do this, there's one thing I want you to understand. At the beginning, it's going to feel like a chore. It's hard. After a month or so, you'll have gotten into the routine, and it'll simply just be your new lifestyle. And I can guarantee that you will thank yourself for deciding to do this. That's it. I never really know how to finish these videos, but thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed, please hit that like button, subscribe, and if you feel so compelled, leave a comment. These are all ways that you can support me completely for free, and your support is much appreciated.